Hey everybody, Rabbi David here. First stream, is this the first stream of the new year? I guess it is. The first stream of the new year. Welcome to Torah Tech Tips. Hey everybody, welcome back. Good to see you. Hi Leo, it's good to see you here and everyone else who's watching. I had a really cool feature, a new button I programmed on my Stream Deck that of course I was going to press, it was going to work, and now it's not working. Let's see if this one works. Nope, none of them are working. It was going to automatically put things in the chat. Oh well, I'll have to work on that. Hey guys, good to see you. I'm David Pask. I'm here to share some great tech for your great Torah. I have a few exciting things coming up. I'm going to be doing a workshop for the New Jersey Federation in a week or two. I'm going to be doing a program with a group of authors in Canada around Holocaust Memorial, International Holocaust Memorial Day. Got some remote production I'm doing. Lots of good stuff coming up. But today I wanted to just kind of reflect on something actually two things that happened this past week. So you guys probably all know that I'm an Ecamm user. So this is what my Ecamm, I don't know if you can actually see it, but hopefully you can. It doesn't really show me on my screen what you can see. This is my Ecamm layout that I use. This is yeah, you can't see it. I'm looking at it right now. Why is that not working? That's really strange. That you can't see my Ecamm. Oh, maybe because I have it up here. Hold on a second. Watch this. Ready? I'm going to move this down here, and I bet you, now it'll work. Is it working now? Yeah, now it's working. See? Because I had it on the wrong screen. So in any case, so this is the program that I use when I'm doing these live streams or when I'm doing remote production. I use something called Ecamm Live. And the synagogue here that I work at, they use vMix. I'm not a PC guy. I've never played with vMix. I have done some switching in vMix using the vMix app and just grabbing an NDI source. So just getting the sources from vMix on the computer and then bringing it over to an iPad app and then being able to control it that way. But I've never set it up or anything like that. I'm really comfortable in this program, in this setting here in Ecamm. So in any case, the synagogue that I work at, they use vMix. And the rabbi and the cantor were both going to be away this Shabbos, and they asked me to fill in. Happy to. Love leading services, love leading davening. They have the whole setup, not only the vMix, but the cameras and everything, all set up in the sanctuary. Problem is, like I said, I'm not a vMix guy. I'm not a PC guy. I live on the Macintosh. And I spent quite a bit of time worrying about the experience that I would be able to create if I were leading services in the sanctuary using their setup, using vMix. Now, they have detailed instructions written out about exactly how to do it, what to press, when to do this, when to do that. But I really worried again about the experience, right? How would I, as a leader, as a rabbi, as a prayer leader, as a teacher, be able to offer the best experience to the participants, to the people that were davening and learning along with me? And what I decided is that I wouldn't be able to using vMix. Not because of the software itself. The software is incredibly powerful. I personally find it a little bit confusing, although I haven't spent enough time with it to really understand it. And I'm sure I'd get it in a heartbeat if I did. But it is, it's not something that I use all the time. And so I went to the community and I said, listen, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to suggest that we not have services in the sanctuary, that instead we just all go into Zoom. Certainly, there's an argument to be made that synagogues in general should be just online at this point anyway, although it depends, of course, where you are in the country. The reason I did this, not because I didn't want to do a hybrid service, it's not because I didn't want people in the sanctuary, it's because I know this system. I know Ecamm, I know how to get into Zoom, I know I've got all my buttons here, all that other stuff. I know that I can lead a meaningful service. I can teach good Torah by sticking with what I know. And ultimately, my argument is that it's more important that the people that are davening with me, that the people in my congregation have a really positive, good, meaningful experience, whether they're on site or online. It's more important that they have that experience than that I use the big fancy schmancy system in the sanctuary that we use every other Shabbos. Now, as it turns out, I didn't have to do it. I got off for this weekend because something changed. But I still think the argument holds true. So I'll give you a second example. I mentioned I'm doing a International Holocaust Day program with some authors up in Canada. This is really exciting. Some of the biggest authors in Canada for children's literature are gathering together. And I'm both producing, if you will, and I'm also hosting this event. And I was in a meeting today, and we were discussing, are we going to bring them all into eCam and then push that into a Zoom webinar? Are we going to have them all come into the Zoom webinar? How do we want to? Now, by bringing people into eCam, I can make it look all fancy schmancy with the overlays and the backgrounds and things like that. But the participants, the authors who are going to be with us, they don't know eCam. We want them to be able to engage with people in the chat and the Q&A. So if we were to use eCam, they would have to, it really isn't about eCam, any production software. If I were going to host them, they'd have to come in to my production software and then also join the Zoom. And then they'd have to turn their cameras off and turn their mics off there and just have the chat open. And then they'd have to make sure their mic is on here and their camera. For them, this would be a system that they're not familiar with. This would not be what they know, and it would put a tremendous burden on them, and again, take away from their capacity to offer the best experience. And so what we decided to do instead is to bring them all into Zoom, and I will just switch it within the Zoom webinar, and I'll have any fancy overlays or things like that on my end just through using eCam just for myself. Using these tools can really improve your game. It can improve the experience until it doesn't, right? Until it becomes a stumbling block, until it gets in the way of what you're trying, the Torah that you're trying to share. So my tip for you this week is stick with what you know. Always challenge yourself. Always try and up your game. Always try and have better video, better audio, better background, better connectivity, better visuals if you're bringing visuals in. Always try and do better. And for anyone who says, I'm tired of this, take a rest and then get untired, because it's important that we do this well and that we continually be upping our game. And when push comes to shove, stick with what you know. Because what's most important is the authentic experience that you provide to your congregants and to your learners. Leo, the tech should not drive the service, make those worshiping the priority, but do make it look good and sound as best as possible. Now see, here's the thing about Leo. I've been on here for 8 minutes. He just said in one comment what I was trying to say for the past 8 minutes. So that's it. Don't let the tech drive the service. Keep striving to make it better. But ultimately, use what you know. If all you know is Zoom, know it well, by the way. From day one, I've been saying know your tech and know your Torah. Know your tech and know your Torah. That's how you provide the best experience for your congregants. Know your tech and know your Torah. If all you know is Zoom and you know that well, then stick in Zoom and grow. Each day, grow a little bit more so that next time, maybe you do use something like eCam or vMix or OBS or any of these other tools that can enrich the visual experience and the auditory experience for your participants. When I was given the choice to use something new, my argument was I will do a better job as a rabbi using and sticking with what I know. And so that's my tip for you today. Hey, by the way, I just got an update. I didn't read it yet, but I just got an update. We have some really exciting guests coming onto the Synagogue Tech Forum on Thursdays. Not this Thursday. This Thursday is Hybrid Ministries, but next Thursday is the Synagogue Tech Forum. And then Sorry about that. My walkie-talkie went off. And also 2 weeks after that, we have another one. We have some really amazing guests. So definitely check that out. TorahTechGuide.tv, or you can find us over at Synagogue Tech on Facebook. And also be aware that this Monday is our first, the future is starting now, of the 2022 year. I've got Cantor Debbie Ballard, who's been doing some really important work in the world of the unaffiliated Jewish community, and helping those Jews who choose not to be part of a synagogue really feel connected and empowered to forge their own Jewish journey. And we're going to be talking about the future of synagogues, the future of the unaffiliated, and how she has been serving her communities. So you can find all that at TorahTechGuide.tv. You can also find lots of really great information. I just posted actually a new Get Ready guide that even if you're not joining me on one of my shows, you may find helpful. That's over at TorahTechGuide.org/ or is it com? TorahTechGuide.com, sorry, /get ready. That's all I got. Yeah, she is wonderful, Leo. I agree with you. All right, my friends, listen, that's it for today. Stick with what you know. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Leo, for being here. I love you, brother. And I will see you all next time on Torah Tech Tips.